What's up, YouTube? Ryan Panny here. Hope you guys are doing reasonably well. These are too fun, so I had to do another one. And I thought that Killswitch Engage in particular would be a fun choice for Name That Song because a couple weeks back I re-listened to their whole catalog for the Atonement review that I did. You know, I gotta say, some of that music I had not legitimately heard in 3.5 years. And their catalog does have some depth to it, man. Generally speaking, there is a clear progression album to album, with some notable exceptions. That being said though, listening back for that last review that I did, I'm realizing that while I love Killswitch, I really do, I don't personally consider them to be in the upper tier of 21st century metal. Metalcore, certainly. Absolutely, they are in the upper tier in terms of the metalcore movement. But when you start putting the Killswitch catalog up against the catalogs of Lamb of God, or Mastodon, Gojira, Slipknot, in my opinion, Avenged Sevenfold. I also strongly prefer Trivium, Machine Head. Not to mention, you get over to the heavier side of commercially successful metal bands, Scar Symmetry, Soilwork, Dark Tranquillity, who Killswitch have blatantly cited as a huge influence, especially on the Projector record. When I line it up like this, I realize that while I love Killswitch, they weren't one of the most important metal bands to me personally in terms of my development as a fan. Which is why I'm somewhat vulnerable here, because I'm not an expert on the Killswitch catalog by any means. The self-titled record is a whole other issue entirely, but I would say that I'm probably gonna have the most trouble naming individual tracks off End of Heartache, Disarm the Descent probably as well, because these are records that I've had on CD for a long time and I've kind of mindlessly listened to in the car continuously, and in that case sometimes the tracks tend to blend together a little bit. But also, to be fair here, we are working with a slight handicap given the fact that since the band formed there have been two quite distinct singers. So in essentially a 7-album catalog, once you figure out whether it's Jesse or Howard singing on the tracks that will have vocals, you've already done like half the work. And yeah, I said 7 albums because I'm not going to be including that first self-titled album here, because I've personally always seen that as more of a glorified EP than anything, considering the fact that a couple of the songs are repeated on future releases, and then just a few years later, by the time the band recorded their first live album, that record was pretty much irrelevant. So if you're a Killswitch Engage purist and you disagree with that, I'm sorry, but I'm sure we'll get through it. And the way this will work, as it always does, is I shuffle the Killswitch catalog, I play the first 30 seconds or so of 20 different songs, you guys try to guess their titles, and you let me know in the comments what your score was. Best of luck. Alright, let's do it. So, track number 1. Let's go. Oh. We'll start with a softball, I love it. If you can't get this one, then you should probably quit. A really pretty chord progression, isn't it? Alright, that was My Curse. I don't know why I had to look at that, but okay. 1 for 1. Alright, hopefully we're all batting 1,000 so far. Alright, second song. I believe that was In Due Time. Yes, off of Disarm the Descent. The return of Jesse Leach. That was a real make or break record for them. It really, like, you lose an iconic singer like Howard, and not to mention the Times of Grace album that Adam and Jesse did in between was so good that there was a lot to live up to. And you know, I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love that album. It surpassed my expectations actually. Track 3. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, I think I know this. Alright. The song's alright, you know, it's alright. Alright, so we get a singer here. That's enough. I believe that was Know Your Enemy. Yes, off of Atonement, which I just reviewed. This is actually one of the tracks I spoke positively about, but listening back, even this one is just... I know everyone probably hated that I gave that record a 5, but it was painfully average. I'm sorry, it just was. Okay, 3 for 3. Alright. This is a little too easy so far, isn't it? See, I got into the band after this record, so I just can't imagine the impact this had when it came out. It's a really powerful statement. I guess I kind of gave away something about the record. Alright. End of Heartache title track. Yes. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Just the most doomy, dismal, dark beginning to a Killswitch song probably ever. You can't get much more depressing than this. And given the title of the song, it fits. It fits the mood. I'll let the electric guitar kick in just in case that helps somebody. I'm sufficiently depressed. A little bit of extreme metal influence. It's Just Barely Breathing. Yes, I guess the pseudo title track off of Alive or Just Breathing. All right, first 5 in the bag. Nu Metal 6. Your boy's killing it so far. I was actually worried this would be hard, but so far, no problems. Okay, number 6. Anybody? I actually really can't think of what this is. Killswitch have a lot of these dorky little like swell intros, so. Oh, okay. I really wouldn't be able to guess it just off that shit. Can't stand this. That's probably why I didn't recognize it. I Can't Be the Only One. Yes, that was one of my least favorite from this new Atonement record. Just brutally corny chorus, even for a Killswitch, man. That's just, oh god. And not to mention, that guitar line you just heard is a real rehash of old ideas. There was a lot of that on this record. Just kind of the band going through the motions. Oh, I actually know this. It's one of the few from this record that I could get. Just the most painfully bland intro. Just 2 chords that everyone uses for everything. This record is painful, was it too? Just is. He's still a great singer though, man. He really is. I believe that was The Return. Yes. Instantly recognizable 2-chord pattern. Beautiful. Okay, 7 for 7. We're getting some easy softballs here. It's okay. Did they say row or oh? That's like a real debate that we need to have. Row, like Roe v. Wade. Wait, let me think. Fixation on the Darkness. Okay, 8 for 8. The old acoustic guitar. Something that Killswitch used well, honestly. Something that I hope we get even more of on that second Time of Grace album if it ever shows up. Fuck. Alright, so I know, so you guys have probably thought of it already. I know it's from Alive or Just Breathing. I know it's later in the track list. Beyond that, I'm gonna have to guess on this one. So obviously it's not Vide Infra, it's not Sons of Man, it's not Rise Inside. There's some track later in that. Motherfucker. When I see it, I'm gonna get so fucking pissed. It's not Elemental 1 because that's a interlude track, but I'm gonna say Element of 1. Who's the Man? Who's the Man? I fucking guessed that. I guess for some reason I thought that. What's the interlude that I'm thinking of? There's an interlude on Alive or Just Breathing that has also an acoustic guitar, and I'm just mixing them up. But that's why you guess, just in case. Woo! Keeping that 1,000 batting average alive. All right, number 10. Okay, I know what this is. This is one of the most blatantly thrash riffs on this album. That's why it's easy for me to recognize. The drums in this band have always been so boring, though, in my opinion. Dun, 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 dun. Little slam section here. Alright, that's Hope Is. Yes, off End of Heartache. Alright, we're halfway there. Alright, let's see if things get tougher in the second half here. I'm surprised that I'm doing as well as I am. Okay. What the hell is this? I have no idea what song it's in. I will not cower in fear. Is that what he said? It's obviously a Leech album. It's obviously a new Leech album. You know what? It's one from Atonement. Is that why I'm blanking on it? What the fuck is this? God damn it! I just hate. I hate when I don't even have a guess. Something from. Let's say something from Incarnate. Taking the Fifth. Alone I Stand. That's the first fucking track on Incarnate. Oh, that's not even a hard one either, is it? Like, I abused the replay button on that record in 2016. I feel like the first track of it should be the easiest, but I don't know. I guess I shuffle it a lot these days. Okay, so I am 10 for 11. Oh, God. You know, I liked this as a single, but then I just quickly got sick of it. Come on, man. So that's I Am Broken 2 off of Atonement. Let me show you. See, in my review, I talked about like the weak guitars that start off. Listen to how weak this sounds. Just listen to this. Right? Doesn't that just sound flaccid to you? All right. 11 for 12. Ah. That snare drum. That must be from the self-titled record. I have no idea what song this is. That guitar tone is also from the self-titled record, clearly. And there's Howard. Alright. I'm between... Isn't there a song called I Would Do Anything on there? A Light in a Darkened World. What are the song titles on that album? It's definitely not Light in a Darkened World. It's definitely not Starting Over. It's not Lost. I'll Do Anything. I Would Do Anything. I Would Do Anything. Ah! Killing these guesses. Oh my God. I'm proud of that one. Okay. A little more of that acoustic guitar. I actually can't name the song for shit, but I'm enjoying it. You know what, Nate? I think this is that interlude that I was talking about before with Element of One. I think this is on Alive or Just Breathing. I can't fucking name the song. Oh, it's Inhale off of End of Heartache. Okay. It's a really nice interlude. Wow, I totally forgot about that. Okay. Alright, 12 for 14. Ah, a little bit of chunky bass to get you going. I gotta think though, because they have several songs that start just like this with a fucking bass line. Alright, now I know it. This is a super underrated Killswitch deep cut. The fucking groove in this song. Oh, and it goes through a lot of different changes. This is what I was talking about in reference to Atonement being too plain. If that song before this went through a lot more changes. Okay, that is Embrace the Journey upraised. Yeah. Just listen to this fucking groove. I gotta play this now. Wait for it to kick in. And then the song, I mean, length doesn't matter, but it's a longer song. It's like 5.5 minutes, and it just goes through all these different changes. This is a nice little calm down here. Just, I don't know. The songs on Incarnate had much more of an arc and just had much more interesting dynamics than Atonement did. So, okay, so I'm 13 for 15. I actually think I got 18 out of 20 in both the Slipknot and the Trivium one. So I feel like I'm on track here for like the same score in every fucking video. Because these are all bands that like I've listened to for a while, so I know the music pretty well, and there's always a couple that trip me up. So, alright, let's see here. Let's finish strong. Alright. Every time I think of this song, I think of, there's this one dude that I saw on the internet who had all the lyrics to this song just as a back tattoo. That's fucking intense, man. Rose of Sharon. I would actually like to know the exact story behind these lyrics, because obviously it's a really deeply personal one. It's clearly about death or loss or something. You know what? Howard is a character who could write a book. I would read a book by Howard. That guy just clearly has been through a lot, and I think it'd be really cathartic to read. Apparently, like, during the self-titled era, he literally had a revolver pointed at his head. Someone stopped him. He did some time in a mental hospital. Like, he's been through some shit, man. I feel like everyone in metal, regardless of whether you like Killswitch or not, is rooting for Howard, and is happy that he has a new band and all that. So, okay, 4 more. Let's finish strong, baby. Oh, is it cheating if I skip this? I want some tough ones. How about this? I'm only giving you that. If you can't recognize that intro, sorry. It's Last Serenade. My Last Serenade. So, because you've got to say the title, so. Alright, 3 more. This is a good one. I like his harsh voice better than Howard's, actually. Alright, so I definitely know it's got to be from Disarm and Descent. That's a pretty clear... Disarm and Descent and Incarnate actually are pretty different sonically. I think it's You Don't Bleed For Me. Oh, Tribute to the Fallen. Fuck. This is exactly the problem that I was predicting before. Is that Disarmed Descent I had on CD like the day it came out. It didn't leave my car for a good year. It was that, and like I think the Soilwork record that year was amazing, Living Infinite. And those middle tracklist songs, I like know all the words and know all the changes and the riffs, but the titles blend together because I never really cared. I wasn't staring at like an iPod or something. Tribute to the Fallen. Fucker. All right, 2 more. Shout out to Killswitch Engage for embracing odd time signatures early in their career. People don't realize that. The song is in, I believe, 5/4, which is cool because there's nothing proggy about Killswitch Engage's sound, but just the fact they're able to squeeze these odd times in there is pretty cool. Love this fucking song. This album is so fucking good. It's one of the most important metal albums of the 21st century, hands down. Life to Lifeless. Yes. I would say a key track on Alive or Just Breathing. Okay, the grand finale. I'm at 17 right now. I want to finish strong here. I have no idea already. Uh-oh. Okay. This is a fucking self-titled song, because I'm not going to get it if it is. It definitely fucking is. God damn it, dude. I hate this album, and not only because of how much it sucks, but how much it's fucking me up right now. Light and Darkened World. This is off Daylight Dies? You gotta be kidding me. Well, let that be a point as to why I hated the self-titled album, because it sounded exactly like Daylight Dies. How about that? Well, let's bring this full circle and give me some credibility here. That's why. Desperate Times. That's right. Daylight Dies. That one has several tracks that like between like Break the Silence, Reject Yourself, this one, Desperate Times. I couldn't name any of those. So okay, shit. All right, so I got 16. That is, in school terms, a B-. All right. I'll take a B-. In fact, there was a time in school where B- was my goal. Keep my parents off my ass meant a B-. So I was shooting directly for that beautiful, ever-present B-. In the world of Killswitch Engage, I wish I got an A+, considering I just reviewed one of their records, but this was a good mix. There's some really easy ones, and there were some deep cuts, and we represented all the albums, actually, I think, pretty evenly. I think... yeah, we did a couple off Incarnate, a couple off Disarm. This is a really good mix. Anyway, how'd you guys do? That's what I really want to know. Did you beat me? I think a lot of you guys probably did. I think a lot of people in my audience are bigger Killswitch fans than me and would probably crush me in something like this. But 16 is pretty respectable. I'll take 16. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and suggest in the comments also what other bands you want to see me do this with. The criteria is that I have to already like own all their music and have heard it all. I'm not going to like research a band just to try to guess the song names. It's kind of pointless. But if it's a band that I either grew up with or already have their entire catalog, I'll be happy to do one like this for it. And as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video and are not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so by clicking right over here, as well as checking out any of the other rock or metal related content that I publish on this channel on a weekly basis. Really appreciate you watching, liking, disliking, commenting, interacting in any way. Twitter, Instagram handle @RyanPandaMusic. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.